FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
I think people, despite the rhetoric of colorblindness, almost everyone understands that race is a significant social division in our society and people want to talk about it. But the way we talk about it now is in the context of scandal. You're absolutely right. So we ricochet from one race scandal to another to another. It's Don Imus, it's Michael Richards, it's, and that's the mechanism we have, the kind of escape valve. And we don't really make any progress. Instead, people are kind of rehearse the same old arguments over and over and over again, and each time the scandal comes up, the same people trot out, and they make the same arguments, and then they trot back home, and nothing changes. So what I would hope is that we could get away from that and toward the kind of more substantive discussion of these problems that you're suggesting. When we face racial injustices where there's no obvious bigot, right now, the tendency is still to say, to have the finger of blame involved. And I think a lot of the reason is because otherwise people don't pay attention. We don't have a good way of talking about them without the finger of blame involved. So it's not to condemn the people who are doing this. This is the discourse that we're stuck with. But if we could break away from that and think of some of these problems as collective problems like pollution, what greater crisis confronts the planet now than global warming, than environmental decay? And yet everyone understands that this is a collective problem that's got to be solved collectively. It's not a matter of pointing the finger of blame at the person who drove their car to the book discussion tonight. It's a matter of, right, maybe almost everyone, but it's a matter of thinking through collectively how can we fix the problem so that we don't leave a sauna to our children rather than a habitable planet. And we need to say something similar about race. So that's what I'm hoping we could do. How to do it in the context of a media that's obsessed with spectacle is a difficult question. I agree. But I think we could make some progress by starting to refigure the discourse in this way. Because, for instance, you can get people to talk about global warming. At the one last thing, the state level, things like school finance reform, for instance, are being picked up by people in state legislatures and by litigation in state courts. And so, sometimes these issues are beginning to be addressed, even if they're not addressed at a national level, which gives me some hope.